안녕하세요. 예스유학의 줄리엣 컨설턴트입니다. 이번에 제가 방문한 학교는 마사추세츠주 Marlborough에 위치한 Hillside School입니다. 학교로 들어서는 순간 가장 먼저 느꼈던 것은 안정감이었습니다. 잘 정돈된 캠퍼스와 푸른 자연, 그리고 차분하지만 생동감이 있는 분위기가 어우러져 아이들이 학업과 생활 모두에 집중할 수 있는 환경이라는 인상을 받았는데요. 마치 아이들을 단단하게 받쳐주는 작은 공동체 안에 들어온 느낌이었습니다. Hillside School은 1901년에 설립된 명문 주니어 보딩스쿨로 4학년부터 9학년까지 학생들이 재학하고 있으며 5학년부터 기숙생활이 가능합니다. 약 150명의 내외의 학생들이 다니고 있고 교사대 학생 비율은 1대4로 매우 밀도 높은 개별 지도가 이루어집니다. 인상 깊었던 점은 교사들이 학생 한 명 한 명의 성향과 강점을 정확히 이해하고 있다는 점이었습니다. 처음 보딩스쿨을 시작하는 학생들도 비교적 안정적으로 적응할 수 있는 구조가 잘 마련되어 있어 한국에 계신 부모님께서도 믿고 선택할 수 있는 학교라는 생각이 들었습니다. 이제 Marlborough의 고요한 자연 속에 자리한 아름다웠던 Hillside School의 캠퍼스를 함께 만나볼까요? 오늘은 Hillside School을 한번 들어가 보겠습니다. 오늘 날씨가 너무 좋은데요. 한번 들어가 볼까요? I'm excited to be on site.
Yeah, welcome. We're happy to have you.
Thank you.
If you look at this from above, it is in the shape of an H for Hillside. It's really nice. It's cool. There's also some solar panels up there as well. So it's neat. Welcome to the academic building. So this side of the wing is our health and counseling center. So right through to our nurse's office. It's a 9-bed facility with 3 of those rooms being isolation rooms. We also have a 24-hour apartment built off to the side in case somebody needs 24-hour care. Obviously, if it's worse than that, or they need it, we're going to a local hospital, which is very close. There's one in Marlborough, there's one in Worcester, they're all over pretty much this area. This is our director of student well-being and wellness. His office is there. So again, if the boys need anything during the day, they're not feeling well, they can head this way and they'll be able to help the boys out. This office here is Mr. Meyer. He's our director of secondary school placement. He's a very popular guy here on campus. He's also been here for quite a many years. So he'll help the students as early as grade 8 start that process. We've actually kind of incorporated into our Jumpstart program earlier. So as soon as the boys get here over the summer, we're kind of opening their eyes up to the possibility of secondary school and what's out there. But he's the one that helps through the whole process, finding out the testing, application, tours. And he really has great relationships with those secondary schools, and especially those counselors, which is nice. So this side of the hallway, the other side are all classrooms. Our older students will rotate from class to class, whereas our younger students tend to stay in one side or one class and rotate teachers. But you can see kind of the different types and styles of the classrooms. This is a history class, so it's more kind of community round table. Whereas this is your traditional desks facing forward. Again, it depends on the teacher, it depends on the subject. It depends on how they, feel like teaching their students. So every student has a locker. They're quite large, they're nice. The question is if they use it. Sometimes they put it up there or have another space they put it. But it's, there's multi-levels in there and it holds a lot. So they can put their gym bag, they can put their academic bag, it all can be there. These 2 classrooms here are science classrooms. We have a language classroom, government, English.
Where is everyone right
So they're all outside in grade
Okay.
groups.
It's recess
They'll
time?
be coming in kind of shortly. They do have recesses throughout the day. So again, academic day starts at 8:30, goes to about 3 to 5. So they have 2 classes, recess, 2 classes, lunch with a recess, followed by another set of 2 classes. So this is a fun space that they can go, especially if it's raining or snowing. If they don't want to be outside, they can come right in here. Ping pong is very big here. It's a whole competition.
What's your favorite spot on campus?
I would say I love being outside, no matter what. I think all
Even
the boys,
if it's cold?
Yeah, even the boys love being outside.
Yeah.
Even if it's like slightly sprinkling or maybe a little bit of snow, they're most likely outside. Especially with this nice weather right now, you can't beat it. So I'd much rather be outside, kind of in that quad area, kind of watching them. Even after school, like when it's sports time and they're all in their designated areas, it's just nice to see them
Nice
kind
to
of
hang out.
wind down after the day and kind of enjoy their sports. So here's another classroom. You can see it's not the typical whiteboard. That whole wall is a whiteboard.
Wow.
So they can kind of get a different sense of going up. Again, it's a round table. It varies by teacher as well.
Very Harkness style.
Yeah. Training room. So you won't find the younger guys in here too much. It's mostly the older students. You know, if our sports teams have any or coaches have any set, you know, workout plans, they can come in here and use the space. But it's also for us to teach them how to use the weight properly. It'll, you know, be in a locker room setting when we get to that secondary school field. And no matter where they are on campus, you can see there's a designated faculty member with them. So they're not just off on their own. Somebody's with them in case a machine breaks or they need something. And there could be multiple faculty members as well. We'll start in here. So this is our dining hall. The boys have breakfast, lunch, and dinner in this area. As you can see, we're pretty big with round tables here. So it's a community style lunch. All the boys come in and they have designated table areas. So they find their table. It's a monthly table rotation. So we have 4th graders sitting with 9th graders, somebody from maybe Framingham, Massachusetts with somebody from Tokyo, Japan, or Korea. And that rotates monthly. So it really allows our boys to get to know one another, and also a faculty member sitting at the tables as well. Could be advisor, could be a teacher, could be a dorm parent, could be a coach. So it allows them to get them to see the outside of the classroom. And I'll bring you into the dining hall so you can kind of take a peek. So our dining service is Rock. It's a very well-known dining service amongst boarding schools. They're great. It's more of a kind of a mom and pop, so it's very home-cooked meals. We have a lot of students from a lot of different nationalities, so we try to incorporate as many, food cultures in as possible. So it's 2 stations set up. Typically they're about the same on each. So you can see. Depending, it could be steak, it could be chicken, and we have middle school boys who want them to get a healthy, nutritious meal. Right. If any of the boys have allergies or gluten, they work with them as well in coming up with a meal that works best for them. So we use this is an extension to the dining hall. But we also use this for smaller functions in regards to admissions. It could be open house, could be acceptance Tuesday, that maybe it's a little bit more small, intimate, we do it in here. We also open this room up for our secondary school counselors. Now, we're grades 4 through 9, so we stop at grade 9, and then we help them with the secondary school process. So our secondary school reps will come in and do presentations in this room, talk about the school. All the boys attend, so that the 9th grade boys, even if it's a school that's not on their list, we want them to hear their spiel, what the school's all about, and after that talk, it may become on their list, which is a good thing. It's nice. And this is a good view of campus, our athletic turf fields, there's a track around. The lights come on at night for the safety and security of campus, but also the boys have some free time, so they'll get to go out on the soccer field, take the ball around. You'll see them in this grass area or the grass area over there. Behind this, and you can't really see from here, is a pavilion. We have a baseball field, batting cages, another little soccer field, 4 clay tennis courts, and then we also have an outdoor hockey shooting range.
Oh wow.
Hockey's probably our #1 sport here.
Hockey?
It's our bread and butter. It's what we're well known for, especially in the Massachusetts, New England area. But we have a lot of different other options of sports. Hockey, I would say, is our one of the most popular one. More home base, kind of home base for our students. So they get picked up, dropped off in this area. If they're here early and they're here for breakfast or they want to have breakfast, they're more than welcome to. Same with, if they want to stay for dinner. they're more than welcome to do that as well. But you'll find a lot of the day students in here. So weekend activities, it is open to both day students and so we're very close. You know, we're kind of in a good location. We're near a lot of things. So we try to, 45 minutes from Boston, but Marlborough, Worcester is all within driving distance. And so we want them to get off campus, to experience the culture around them. So typically we have a Friday evening schedule, Saturday afternoon, Saturday night, and then Sunday. So these are various events that are happening that they can choose to sign up to do. Again, it changes every week. It's really dependent on the interest of the students and what's happening within that time frame. Usually winter it's a little bit different and they go ice skiing or skiing or snowboarding, but it gives them options to choose from. We also have cultural dinner that we do on the weekends as well. So I think this weekend they're going to a Korean restaurant with our Korean students, and everyone's free to join in, and so they can taste the different types of food. And then Sunday is kind of a little bit more relaxed. You're winding down the weekend. You're getting ready for the start of school on Monday, so they're getting anything they need to finish homework-wise, studying-wise done, and then they can have some free time to be with their friends and enjoy. And the layout is pretty much the same on each of the levels. So this is what a typical room looks like.
Very nice. College.
It's a little messy for
room.
me,
Nice.
But yeah, very similar to college dorm. They have their own AC unit so they can control it themselves, which is really nice. I know when I went to college, we didn't even have that, let alone I had to have a fan.
Right.
But they have storage underneath. They have dressers. They have storage here. Notice that we don't have desks within the dorm. We do that on purpose. We have a study hall built into the end of the night. So they get the majority of their work, studying, tests, anything they need done in there. So we, if they need it a little bit further, they can stay in the academic building, or they can come back here and go in their room, or vice versa. But yeah. So this is what the common area looks like downstairs as well. So they have couches, they have TV, fridges. They each have their own cabinet, so they can have their snacks in there. Again, we do monitor what they eat. We want it to be healthy and nutritious, not junk food. So the dorm parents kind of take charge of that. Each of the dorm parents, they do live within the dorms. This is a typical daily schedule, especially for our boarding students. So the other great thing about this school is it's very structured. They know exactly where they're going, what they're doing, and a lot of the boys like that structure. So you can see, they wake up at 7, brush their teeth, get ready, head over to the administration building for breakfast. And then the academic day is from 8:30 to about 3:05. And then from 3:05 to 5 o'clock is when they do sports. And then they'll come back, they'll shower, get ready for study hall. They'll make their way over to the dining hall, have dinner, and then they'll go into the academic building for study hall. And then come back over here, and they have some free time to go from dorm to dorm, maybe to the basketball court, maybe outside. Each student has a different lights out, depending on how old they are. And then we also have a tech policy here. So we allow the tech to be used within the academic building for academic purposes. Over here it is monitored a little bit. So when they come back, they do have free time to use their computers. If they want to reach out to their parents, connect, all of that, it does get collected at the end of the night. It gets locked up in a room. We charge it, we get it ready. We don't want them on their Apple Watches, iPads, whatever they may have in the middle of the night. We want them to get a good night's sleep, so we take it at night. And you can see the different dress code policy for the academics. During the day, we're sticking to the traditional prep school attire, and then study hall is a little bit more lax, kind of casual, a little bit better. So yeah, that's up here.
Thursday, Monday through Thursdays. What about Friday? Is it a little different?
So Friday's a little different. They have clubs in the afternoons. So they go to clubs and then they go to sports right after that. So
Nice. I like that half day.
yeah, it's nice. Kind of winds down the weekend, and then they have the weekend night activity on Friday nights where they go and do some fun stuff. And we do have a laundry service, so they come and pick it up. So they put all of their dirty clothes in that bag there. Yes, so this is a fun spot on campus. This is our innovation center. So it used to be our library, then we converted the space in 2016 to the innovation center, or iLab as we call it. So this is more for the 21st century learning. So students that are interested in STEM, technology, coding, robotics. We have Legos, drones, 3D printers, laser cutters. We teach them how to use tools the right way, the basics, mechanical, electrical, engineering. This side of the classroom, this is the classroom space on this side. So this is really kind of the planning and plotting stage. What goes into making the project, what do I need? And then once they have that idea, they take it and go to this side of the room, which is the building side. They're always learning something to the project. A wide variety of talents, the different projects they work on, whether it's painting, drawing, sculpting, very talented, much better than what I can do. And one of the big projects that they really enjoy, again, getting back to that kind of hands-on building, engineering, is the race car project. So they typically do this when they're a little bit older, and they get to design and build their own car. And each grade kind of goes against each other, and then there's a big trophy that they end up winning, whoever. So we think it's a good opportunity for boys to learn how to use saws, drills, building things. It's always a good skill to have moving forward when they're older. So this is going to be a dedicated space and also an opportunity for them to choose after school for an activity. And that we try to limit the number of kids in here, just because it's heavy machinery, tools, it's dangerous. We don't want, 25 kids.
Right.
We want, small numbers so that we can watch each one individually and help them, whatever they're deciding to build. So it's very fun.
Cool. Oh, this is the one that you were talking about.
Yes. Yep. It's called it's called Pitsco.
Let's go. 저희가 에밀리 선생님을 모시고 미팅을 진행을 할 거고 에밀리 선생님한테 한번 들어보겠습니다. Emily?
Hi everyone, my name is Emily Williamson. I'm the Director of Admissions and Marketing here at Hillside School. We're an all-boys junior boarding school, grades 4 through 9, that is located in Marlborough, Massachusetts, which is about 45 minutes from Boston.
Thank you, Emily. Every school has a distinct atmosphere. You can often feel it within 5 minutes of stepping on campus, and I definitely felt that warm welcome walking on your campus. If you had to capture your school's energy in 3 words, what would they be, and can you give me a snapshot of why?
Sure. So I would say size, structure, and support. Size, we are a fairly small school. We have about 140 students on average, between about 130 to 150. So it's really small. Everybody really gets to know one another. We're a big family, a big community, and I think having that smallness allows the boys to kind of open up, to be themselves, to be who they are. And then we also have quite a bit of support here on campus between the tutorial center, but also our faculty and staff. They're taking on your sons as their own within the dorms, outside the dorms. So they're very invested and interested in what they do, not only academically, but athletically, socially. So they really, if there's a game, they know they're going to a sports, or they're really into iLab, or, they're going to ask them the questions. They're going to, how did you do? How are things? Things like that. So I would say support is a big thing. We also have a support system on campus, in the dorms, outside the dorms. We have a tutorial center for students that maybe need additional academic support, but it's very felt here. And all the boys support one another, which I think is a really great thing. We have a lot of different boys from different areas and different niches, what they like and don't like, and they all kind of come together as a family and as a group and join in. And then structure. I think structure is very big, especially for middle school boys. Being in this type of environment, knowing exactly what they're doing, where they're going, it really helps. I know I like organization and structure, so to have that on a daily basis is great. It really helps them kind of function and go through the day to day.
Thank you for sharing. Every school has a mission statement, but how that mission actually shows up in daily life is what really matters. Could you share how Hillside School's core values or mission are lived out by students and teachers on a normal day?
So they live their core values every single day. They know that they have certain expectations, and it is, as you saw on tour, kind of in multiple locations, in the administration building, academic building, but also in the dorms. They know there's expectations that they need to maintain. There's certain core values here at Hillside that we follow as a group, as a whole, not only the students but also the faculty, and carrying those out throughout their time here at Hillside, but also outside of Hillside. You know, when they're going to events, whether it's athletics or maybe they're out with their family and they're wearing Hillside gear, again, we still have the expectation that they uphold those, respect, the honesty, brotherhood. Those are just some of the core values. And then I would say our faculty and staff, they also live it every day. They're in the classroom teaching them, guiding them, supporting them, and kind of reiterating to them the fact that these are the values, we need to uphold them, and they're also doing the same thing in the classroom, and giving them extra support. So
You've probably met so many different kinds of students, whether they're shy, bold, academically driven, or athletic students. But is there a common thread among the ones who truly thrive here at Hillside?
I would say it's a mix. Like I said before, we have a lot of students from a lot of different areas that are interested in many different things, whether it's sports, whether it's iLab and STEM technology, whether it's nature. And you can see on campus in the various spots that we have a lot of these different niche areas. So the boys that are more interested in kind of being outside in nature, they have the farm, they have the eco team. Where the boys are more interested in being, 21st century learning, we have the Innovation Center. Being an all-boys school, athletics is a core and big component, but we know that not every student that comes to Hillside wants to play a sport or is interested in playing a sport. So we try to give them as many options throughout the day, and especially in the extracurricular and athletic component, that they can choose from, so they're not forced into something that they like. In the end, it's the student's success and what they're interested in, and we want to give them as many options as possible. Now, we have a lot of students that are very shy, that are in the middle, and that are very outgoing. So, like I said to you before, if we get the shy students at the beginning of the year and they're here, they're in that small environment, they really get to know one another and open up, they are going to be a completely different person by the time they leave. And that's vice versa. The students that are very outgoing and kind of confident, they are going to be a completely different person when they leave as well, because they're gaining so much confidence, independence, and learning so many different skills. And they're amongst their friends, and boys being similar, they're all going through the same thing. So it goes back to that support and supporting one another and helping them through that process.
Thank you. Sure. We work with students from all kinds of academic backgrounds. Some are very fluent in English and some are still building a little confidence. How do you support your international students academically in their first year or the first time they arrive at school, especially as they transition into an English-based classroom?
Sure. So we have a fantastic program. It's one of our signature programs. It's an ESL or English Second Language program that's kind of built into our school. So this is something that our admissions team, when we are either out on the road or doing interviews or looking at applications, will review. We have worked with students that are at the very, very beginning stages of English to the middle to maybe well advanced. So we work with all students in all different types of, where they are level-wise. And we also have what we call our Jumpstart program. So not only they're getting the English Second Language program, but they're also getting that Jumpstart program. The Jumpstart program is something that happens 2 weeks before school starts. It is open to newly enrolled students, international students, and also returning international students. It is run by our Director of International Programs, Mr. Brown, who has been on campus for many, many years, really knows the insides and outs of international students, kind of what they're going through. And this program allows them to get into the day-to-day. You know, they're getting into the English environment, they're practicing in class, they're going to academics, they're doing the fun weekend activities, they're also doing sports. So it's it helps them transition really nicely, so that when they don't come that first day of school, they're not a deer in the headlights, they're very scared and nervous. So we always recommend to our students, new and returning, they're more than welcome to come to the Jumpstart program. We also have on campus Big Brothers. So this is a student that has been at Hillside for quite a many years, 2, 3, and really take the younger students, and especially the international students that this is their first time maybe leaving their parents or leaving their country, that they have someone on their side that can kind of step in and put them under their wing and help them through that process.
We're often asked about the numbers first from the Korean families. So could you share what percentage of your students are international and how many are Korean students currently attending at Hillside?
Sure. So we have about 60% boarding, 40% day, 40% are international students. And as far as Korean students, right now we currently have 10. So we have 2 returning and 8 new, currently enrolled. So again, that is a big part of the admissions office, is trying to diversify campus as much as possible, and getting students from all different countries and all different nations here, on top of mixing in with our domestic population, which is local, maybe from other states as well.
Thank you. Okay, so some Korean parents are unsure about the all boys model at first, and this is a question that I often get from the Korean families. From your experience, what are the biggest advantages of all boys education at this age?
Yeah, I mean, I think all boys education, they all have similar interests. They all have that competitive spirit. They all maybe like certain things, whether it's athletics or iLab, STEM, technology. So this is a space for them to come, and being in an all boys environment is, yes, you can be a little competitive and have that, advantage over each other, but also to share the same interests. And again, like I said, we're a big family, we're a big community, we always support one another. And I think students having other boys support them just leads to more development and more growth all around.
Most senior boarding schools are co-ed, which many of the Korean families already know. For boys who've come through your all-boys education, how do you think that experience prepares them socially, emotionally, and academically when they move into a secondary schooling?
Sure. So yes, we're all boys here, but we do have a lot of faculty and staff and dorm parents and coaches that are female, myself included. You would think, once they go through the admissions cycle, and they get moved over to academics, we're done with them. That's not the case, especially here, we're a small school. I always, when the new students are here, Korean, Japanese, I always make sure they're comfortable and they're acclimating okay. So, we also play other junior boarding schools that are co-ed, that are not all boys. So that gives another opportunity for the boys to play sports or activities with other students that maybe are co-eds, that have girls and boys on the team. Rectory in Point, a couple other schools as well. So they get those interactions with females, with other schools that have girls at their campuses as well. So it's not like they're going in blind. When they get to the secondary school, they've had multiple touch points throughout the year, and that's always again something that academics is really striving for, is to collaborate with other co-ed schools or other all-girls schools, whether we do joint dances or a fun activity where they all come together. But I think the boys do really, really well with the atmosphere that they have here and off campus at other events.
Emily, you've seen so many applications over the years. Some are very polished, some are a little rough, but many full of potential.
Yeah.
Is there one piece of advice you wish every applicant understood before starting the process, whether it's about interviews, essays, or even their mindset?
Yeah, I mean, I would say, you know, be honest, be truthful, tell us everything. You know, we as an office really take the interview into a kind of a high account because that's our interaction with you, whether we do it via Zoom or you're on campus or maybe out in that country and I'm meeting you for the first time. You know, share everything you can with us. You know, we can only read an application, read an essay, but if there's information that is missing and that you don't share, we won't know about it. So be as transparent as possible. Be yourself too. You know, don't be somebody else. Don't be your parents. You know, what they want you to say or what they want you to do. Be who you are. Be authentic, and that sticks out to us as an office.
So we talked about this a little bit, but we know how powerful it is for Korean families to meet the admissions team or you in person, whether it's at a seminar or school visit or even a one-on-one meeting. Are there any upcoming plans for your team to visit Korea this year or next year?
Yes, so I will be coming to Korea around November 18th-ish. So I will definitely set something up to have, you know, a group of students and families, you know, if they want to connect with me, I'm more than happy to answer any questions and share some more information about the school.
Yay. Perfect. You've seen many students walk through your doors over the years with each with their own journey and transformation. Is there a student story, personal memory, or moment that has stayed with you?
Yeah, I mean, each one there's many. It's hard to pick and choose, but I would have to say, you know, the students really grow when they're here. I mean, this is the time for, again, boys to be boys, boys to grow, to learn, figure out what they're interested in, figure out what they're not interested, what they like for athletics, maybe how well they want to be in academics. This is the time to figure that all out, and it's okay to fail and it's okay to succeed. I always say take advantage, no matter what school you go to, take advantage of every opportunity that's offered. Even if you don't like it, take advantage of it, because that's really where we see growth in a lot of boys. You know, sometimes again you're going to fail, sometimes you're going to succeed, but those are the things that you learn and you grow from. So there's quite a bit of students that have come through the door that they say this place changed their lives, changed their lives for the better. Now we get quite a bit of students that, you know, are coming from another private school and coming over, or maybe they're coming from a public school. And I don't know about the public schools over in Korea, but over here, they seem to be large numbers in the classroom. And I think that smallness, again, going back to the size, you know, in those larger environments, the teachers are not going to know who they are. They're not going to know their individual learning profile, you know, what they're good at, what they're not good at. And here, I always say, if you're coming to Hillside, you can't hide. It's very hard to do. Again, the teachers, you know, really take a liking to, you know, what they're interested in, what they are academically, and we're here to help them succeed. And because of that smallness, because of that support, because of the structure we offer, a lot of boys go on to do great things, whether it's at the secondary school level, whether it's at the college level. But that sense of family and community and supporting one another, I think, is the big thing that I've seen a constant in all of our boys that walk across the stage in the end. They're building those brotherhoods, the bond, the connections here, and taking it on with them. A lot of them still keep in contact today, and I think that's the big thing, is to go to a place or an institution that, yes, it's changed my life, but I'm still in contact with many of my close brothers from that community that I went to.
Well, you shared so many good things with us today. Well, before we do wrap up, is there anything else you would like to share specifically with the Korean parents or students, especially those who might be exploring junior boarding schools or who are considering Hillside?
Yeah, I mean, one of the big things I always say is to visit campus. I know it's hard, between travel and where everyone is. But if you can come to campus, you really get a feel. I know you visited today. You can kind of see the atmosphere on campus. The boys, again, are very excited when somebody's here. They love asking questions. They're very polite, respectful, and again, sticking to our expectations of what we expect them to be. They really uphold to that. So if you visit campus, great. If not, I'll be in your area. I'm more than happy to chat with you and talk and answer any questions that you may have. Hope to see you in the future.
Cool. Thank you, Emily,
Thank
for taking
you.
the time to see me.
Thank you.